Good afternoon, y'all. I am Mike Berlin. You're watching Wild Fed Family, and this afternoon we are harvesting some sweet potatoes. So this is the sweet potato patch right here, and I actually planted them after I pulled all of my carrots. And I know it looks like a mess, and that's because it is. So that was the last thing that was plantable, and that's the last thing that I'm going to harvest before I tear all of this stuff out, clean it up, and get ready to replant for fall. So you can see here, all these leaves are starting to yellow, the bugs are starting to get them, the plant's starting to die off, and that is the perfect indication for me that they are ready to head to the kitchen. So this is pretty simple and it's not delicate. I'm just gonna tear all these vines up and start digging in with my hands and loading all the potatoes onto the golf cart. Now that I got most of the vines out of the way, you can kind of see what has been uprooted so far, and that's just from, the force of me snatching this stuff out. But that right there is a sweet potato. While I got you here, let me tell you what I love about sweet potatoes. One, they taste really good. Two, they're super easy to grow and they are very low maintenance. So I usually just buy them in the starts, and I will get about 18 of them, stick them in the ground, and just let them go. They don't take a whole lot of water. They originate from Africa. They do really well in hot weather, so when all of your stuff starts fading off, not growing well, pop some sweet potatoes in the ground, and just make sure you're looking at your crop rotation, and they're gonna thrive, and you really don't have to do anything. So occasionally I'll come by the edges and I'll knock off the excessive vines with just a weed eater, and what that does is it still allows plenty of leaves and vines for everything to soak up the great nutrition that the sun is giving it, but it allows everything to put energy towards the tuber and not towards the leaves. One more thing I love about sweet potatoes is this pile of vines and leaves right here is actually edible. So not only can you and I eat them, but the goats love it too. So I'm gonna load it up on the golf cart, bring it over to the goats, and they are going to feast tonight. So I don't know if you can see that, but I have a thunderstorm rolling through, and I do not want these potatoes to get wet. So I'm gonna pick them up really quick, throw them on the golf cart, get back to the house, and I'll see you up there. It did rain, but the soil was so dry that it did not affect anything. So y'all, check that out. That is like 1.5 pounds of sweet potato, and I really didn't have to do anything other than get the soil right, stick them in the ground, and that's a bunch of potatoes. Try not to lose these things on the way up to the house. But yes, I know a sweet potato is not technically a potato, but they taste good. They look like potato. They're sweet. They're called the sweet potato. So yeah, we got sweet potatoes. So look here, this is one more thing that I love about sweet potatoes. This was actually last year's harvest. Well, not these. These are Yukon Golds and Reds that I harvested this spring, but they last forever. So no, these aren't going to be, awesome, but I'll turn those into like mashed sweet potatoes. But sweet potatoes are awesome because they preserve fantastically. So there you have it. It's last year's, this year's. Now you have everything from behemoths like this to little ones like that you can slice in half and fry. Now, in order for these to last a long time, do not wash them. Bring them in here, harvest them on a dry day. Matter of fact, look for a spell of dry days. It's been dry for about 2 weeks here, except for the occasional thunderstorm here and there, but we haven't had a whole lot of rain. But anyway, storm dry, storm in a wood crate, storm in a ventilated space, and they're gonna be good for a very long time. Also, store them somewhere dark, but not too dark. So look, I missed the first wave of storms and rain, but I don't think I'm gonna miss it this time. So I'm gonna head down here, feed my animals, and I'm gonna let those potatoes air out up at the house. So look, it took me about half an hour of soil prep, and it took me about half an hour of planting. Other than the occasional watering, I'll just kind of let them go. And 75, 80 days later, came back, pulled them up. I got roughly 40 pounds of potatoes, and that's gonna feed my family for their sweet potato share for the rest of the year. Don't be discouraged. Grow your own food, and you're gonna learn from your mistakes, and it's only gonna get better, the process and your harvest every single year. I guarantee you. You just gotta dive into it. But that's all I got for today, and grow your own food. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Like, share the video, and I'll see you on the next one.